Hello, dear listeners. How are you today? And where are you tuning in from? In today's video, we'll explore reincarnation, a mystical thread weaving lives across centuries. What if your dreams aren't just fantasies, but memories of a life you've already lived? The mystery of reincarnation holds answers that could change everything. Let me share how this enigma began to unfold. A faint glow pierces the darkness, like moonlight spilling through a cracked window. Every night, the same dream unfurls, a world both alien and achingly familiar. Stone walls rise, under a sky heavy with stars, their patterns strange yet known. The air carries the weight of dust and iron, the scent of a battlefield long forgotten. Shadows move in the distance, their silhouettes sharp against the flicker of torches. Faces appear, eyes wide with fear, lips forming words in a tongue that feels like home, though the mind cannot grasp it. These scenes repeat, vivid and unrelenting, as if etched into the soul's deepest layers. The heart races upon waking, caught in a web of unease. These are not the fleeting images of a restless mind. They linger heavy, like a melody half remembered. The clash of steel echoes in the ears, though the room is silent. A woman's voice, soft but urgent, calls out a name that feels like yours, yet isn't. The rational mind protests. This is only imagination, a trick of neurons firing in the quiet of sleep. But the heart, that quiet compass, tugs toward something more. It whispers of truths buried beyond reason's reach. Each morning, the dream's details cling like dew on grass. A crimson banner sways in the wind, its edges frayed. A child's hand clutches a wooden toy, its paint chipped from time. These fragments feel more real than the coffee cup held at breakfast, more vivid than the hum of daily life. The mind tries to dismiss them, to file them away as fiction. Yet the body trembles with a knowing it cannot explain. Why does the scent of smoke in the dream feel so intimate? Why does the weight of a sword in hand seem so familiar? Doubt creeps in, like a shadow stretching across a sunlit path. Science offers no answers for such visions. The brain, they say, weaves stories from chaos, stitching together scraps of memory and desire. But these dreams are not random. They are precise, structured, as if someone left a map in the soul's hidden chambers. The rational self clings to logic, insisting there's no proof, no evidence to anchor these fleeting images. Yet the heart resists, pulling toward a mystery that refuses to be ignored. Try to notice the quiet pull within. It's not loud, not demanding, but steady, like a river carving stone. These dreams, these glimpses of another time, stir something ancient. They ask for attention, not explanation. They beckon toward a truth that lies just beyond the veil of waking life. The mind may scoff, but the soul listens. It knows these visions are more than they seem. They are threads, fragile yet unbreakable, leading somewhere vast. What if this is not the first time you've walked this path? What if these dreams are echoes of a life that shaped you? The question lingers, unanswered, as the night prepares to bring the dream again. Let it come. Watch it unfold. The answers may lie in what you see next. The morning sun spills through the window, casting long shadows across the floor. Yet the mind remains tethered to the night's visions, unable to shake their vivid grip. The dreams persist, each one a tapestry woven with details too precise to dismiss. A marketplace hums with voices bartering in a language that feels like a forgotten song. The texture of rough linen against skin, the weight of a clay jug in hand. These sensations linger, as if the body itself remembers. The rational mind rebels, seeking answers in the familiar terrain of logic. Surely this is just the brain's chaos, a storm of neurons misfiring in the quiet of sleep. Books on neuroscience pile up on the desk, their pages dense with explanations. Synapses, they say, create illusions, blending fragments of movies, books, or childhood tales into something new. But these dreams carry a weight no theory can hold. The words spoken in that ancient marketplace slip from the tongue with ease, though they belong to no language studied in this life. The mind searches for a foothold, perhaps a documentary seen years ago, or a novel half-read. Yet no source emerges. The dreams feel like memories, not inventions, and this thought unsettles the heart's steady rhythm. In quiet moments, the search turns outward. Old texts, their pages yellowed and brittle, speak of souls traveling through time. The Upanishads describe a self that endures beyond death, clothed in new forms. Tibetan scrolls whisper of lives, layered like leaves on an eternal tree. These ideas, once distant, now feel like lanterns lighting a shadowed path. But doubt remains, sharp as a blade. Is this merely wishful thinking? A mind desperate to make sense of the senseless? The heart leans toward the mystery, while the mind demands proof it cannot find. Notice how the soul stirs when ancient words are read. It's as if they call to something buried, something that knows more than the waking self. The conflict grows. Science explains the how, but not the why. Why do these dreams feel like home? Why does a stranger's face in the vision spark a pang of loss? The questions multiply, each one a stone dropped into still water, rippling outward. The rational self clings to skepticism, but the heart begins to wonder, what if these glimpses are echoes of a life once lived? The search becomes a quiet obsession. Libraries, online forums, and dusty manuscripts offer fragments of insight, but no certainty. A scientist's voice on a podcast dismisses reincarnation as unprovable, yet admits the mind holds mysteries no scan can unravel. An old text speaks of the soul as a river, flowing through countless banks, shaped by each yet unchanged. The words resonate like a bell struck in the distance. The mind resists, but the heart listens, drawn to a truth that feels both impossible and inevitable. Step gently into this space of not knowing. Let the questions breathe. They are not enemies, but guides, leading toward a deeper understanding. The dreams, the texts, the fleeting sense of recognition, they are signposts, not answers. The path is unclear, but it beckons. What lies beyond the next turn? The soul knows, even if the mind does not. The air feels charged, like the stillness before a storm. A quiet yearning pulls the soul toward ancient wisdom, as if a door long closed has begun to creak open. The dreams, relentless in their clarity, have stirred something deep, a spark that refuses to dim. Books of sacred teachings now rest on the table, their words like rivers carving paths through stone. The Bhagavad Gita speaks of a soul that wears bodies, as one wears garments, shedding them yet remaining whole. Buddhism whispers of samsara, the endless wheel of birth and rebirth, each turn shaped by karma, a thread stitching lives together across time. These ideas, once distant, now pulse with life. Karma is not punishment or reward, but a quiet law, like gravity holding stars in orbit. Every choice, every act, weaves a pattern that echoes beyond a single lifetime. The mind hesitates, wary of claims no experiment can prove, yet the heart trembles with recognition, as if these truths were known long before they were read. The dreams, those vivid scenes of ancient streets and fleeting faces, seem to nod in agreement, as if they, too, carry the weight of this eternal cycle. Reading these texts feels like stepping into a temple. The words are heavy with meaning, yet light, like sunlight filtering through leaves. They describe the soul as a traveler, moving through forms, gathering lessons like stones along a path. The rational self scoffs, demanding evidence, but the soul listens, stirred by a truth that needs no proof. What if these dreams are not random, but glimpses of that journey? What if the sorrow in a stranger's eyes, seen in sleep, is a lesson carried forward? The thought sends shivers, like a breeze across still water. Notice the quiet shift within. It's not loud, not forceful, but steady, like the tide returning to shore. The ancient texts speak of awareness, of waking to the soul's deeper purpose. They ask for stillness, for a pause to hear the whisper beneath the noise of daily life. In that stillness, the dreams feel less like puzzles and more like messages. They carry the scent of old wood, the weight of a hand clasped in farewell, the aches of a life left unfinished. These are not mere stories. They are echoes, resonating with a truth the heart already knows. The mind still wrestles, caught between wonder and doubt. Science maps the brain's pathways, but cannot trace the soul's. Yet the ancient words offer a bridge, linking the seen and unseen. They speak of cycles, of lives woven together by purpose and choice. The heart leans closer, best drawn to the possibility that every moment, every pain, every joy is part of a larger design. The dreams once dismissed now feel like lanterns, lighting a path toward understanding. Allow yourself to linger in this space. Feel the weight of ancient wisdom, not as dogma, somehow, but as an invitation. The soul stirs, sensing a truth too vast for words. The dreams are no longer just dreams. They are keys, unlocking doors to a reality beyond the waking world. What will they reveal next? The answer waits, patient, in the silence of the night. A narrow street hums with the pulse of evening, where lamplight dances on cobblestones. In a small, incense-filled room, a stranger sits, their eyes like pools, reflecting unseen stars. They call themselves a guide, someone who sees beyond the veil of time. Their voice, low and steady, carries the weight of certainty. Your dreams aren't dreams. They are the soul's memory, stirring from a long slumber. The words land like stones in still water, rippling through the mind's defenses. The heart quickens, caught between disbelief and a strange quiet pull. This mystica speaks of cycles, of lives woven into an endless tapestry. Each life, they say, carries lessons unresolved, like debts carried across centuries. The dreams, the crimson banners, the child's wooden toy, the echo of a name, are fragments of a story the soul has not forgotten. The mind doubts, they continue, because it seeks proof in a world that hides truth. Their words are both absurd and magnetic, stirring a longing to believe what reason rejects. The air feels thick, as if the room itself holds its breath. Skepticism rises like a shield. The mind clings to logic, to the measurable, the known. Science dismisses such claims. Memories of past lives lack evidence, they say. Yet the mystic's gaze is unwavering, their words precise, as if they see the dreams themselves. They speak of a warrior's life, of love lost to time, of choices that echo into the present. How could they know? The heart pounds, torn between dismissing this as nonsense and embracing the possibility of truth. Observe the spark that flickers within. It's not loud, not demanding, but persistent, like a candle refusing to gutter out. The mystic's words weave a thread between the dreams and something larger, something eternal. They describe the soul as a river, flowing through countless banks, shaped by each yet unchanged. The rational self bristles. Where is the proof, the data, the concrete fact? But the heart listens, drawn to the idea that these visions are not random, but purposeful. They are signposts, pointing to a path the soul has walked before. The mystic leans closer, their voice softening. Your dreams are a call, they say. They ask you to remember, to learn, to grow. The words feel like a key, turning in a lock, opening a door the mind cannot see. Doubt lingers, but a quiet hope takes root. What if this is true? What if the dreams are not illusions, but glimpses of a life that shaped this one? The thought is both terrifying and exhilarating, like standing at the edge of a vast, uncharted sea. Step softly into this moment. Let the mystic's words linger, not as answers, but as invitations. The dreams, the memories, the fleeting sense of recognition, they are threads in a larger design. The mystic's voice fades, but their message remains, a beacon in the fog of doubt. The path ahead is unclear, but it calls. What will the next step reveal? The room grows still. bathed in the soft glow of a single candle. Its flame sways gently, casting shadows that dance like whispers on the walls. The decision to try meditation feels like stepping onto a fragile bridge over a vast unknown. A simple mantra, a sacred sound from ancient texts, hums softly on the lips. The breath slows, each inhale drawing the mind inward, each exhale releasing the weight of the day. The world fades, and in its place, a quiet space opens, a canvas where the soul begins to paint. At first the mind resists, restless as a leaf caught in the wind. Thoughts of work, of doubt, of fleeting distractions swirl like dust. But the mantra, steady and rhythmic, anchors the heart. Slowly the chaos quiets, and the dreams, those vivid fragments of another time, begin to stir. They are no longer distant. A stone path emerges, winding through a village, where the air smells of bread and earth. Faces appear, their eyes carrying stories of joy and sorrow. A woman's laughter rings out, familiar yet unknown, tugging at the heart like a forgotten melody. These visions are sharper now, as if the soul has polished a clouded mirror. The texture of a woven shawl brushes against the skin, its threads coarse yet comforting. A child's voice calls from a distance, its tone laced with urgency. The heart pounds, not with fear but with recognition. This place, these people, they feel like home, though the mind cannot name them. The mantra hums on, a thread tying the present to this ancient scene, and the body trembles with the weight of memory. Notice the stillness that settles within. It's not empty, but alive, like a lake reflecting the sky. The visions carry a truth the rational mind struggles to grasp. They are not mere dreams, but windows, opening to a life once lived. The pain of a farewell, the warmth of a hand held tightly. These are not fantasies, but echoes reverberating across time. The soul knows these moments, even if the mind cannot prove them. The mantra deepens, and with it, the visions grow clearer, more vivid, as if the past is reaching out to be seen. The heart aches with a strange blend of loss and belonging. These images, these sensations, feel like pieces of a puzzle scattered across centuries. The mind, once skeptical, begins to soften, not seeking answers, but allowing the experience to unfold. What if this is real? What if the soul has walked these paths before, carrying its lessons into this life? The thought is both heavy and liberating, like a bird released from a cage it never knew it was in. Pause here, in this sacred quiet. Let the mantra carry you deeper. The visions are not just memories. They are invitations, calling the soul to remember its purpose. The candle's flame flickers, steady and sure. As the night deepens, what will the next vision reveal? The soul is ready to see. The air hums with a quiet electricity, as if the room holds secrets too vast to speak. A soft voice guides the mind downward, into the depths of a hypnotic trance. The body sinks into the chair, heavy yet weightless, like a stone resting in a river's bed. The guide's words are a gentle current, leading deeper into the soul's hidden chambers. The dreams, those vivid echoes of stone walls and crimson banners, begin to take shape, no longer fleeting but solid, as if the past has opened its gates. A new scene unfolds, sharp and unrelenting. Dust swirls in the air, kicked up by boots marching across a sun-scorched plain. The weight of armor presses against the chest, its metal warm from the relentless sun. A sword hangs heavy at the side, its hilt worn smooth by a hand that feels like yours. A woman's face appears, her eyes fierce with love and fear, her voice breaking as she speaks words of farewell. The heart cracks open, flooded with a grief so raw it steals the breath. This is no dream, it is a life, lived and lost, now reclaimed in vivid detail. The guide's voice fades, yet the scene grows clearer. A battlefield stretches wide, littered with broken shields and the cries of the fallen. The body moves through it, driven by instinct, each step heavy with purpose. A child's cry pierces the chaos, and the heart lurches, recognizing the sound as if it were etched into the soul. The pain of that moment, love torn apart by war, floods the present, mingling with the quiet of the room. The mind reels, unable to deny the reality of this vision. Feel the pulse of this truth within. It is not a story but a memory, carried across centuries like a seed buried in fertile soil. The guide's voice returns, soft but firm. Let the emotions flow. They are yours. From then and now, the tears come, unbidden, not from sadness alone, but from the weight of recognition. This life, this warrior's path, feels as real as the breath in the lungs. The question rises, sharp and urgent. How does this past connect to the present? What lesson lingers in these memories? The mind, once a skeptic, now stands at a crossroads. Science cannot map this terrain, where the soul walks freely, unbound by time. The visions are not random. They are threads, weaving a tapestry of purpose and pain. The heart knows this, even as the mind searches for meaning. The warrior's life, its loves and losses, feels like a mirror, reflecting choices made today. The guide's voice fades, leaving only silence and the weight of what was seen. Rest in this moment of revelation. The past is not gone. It lives, whispering through the soul's quiet spaces. The hypnotic trance lifts, but the memories remain, vivid and undeniable. They are a bridge, linking then to now, calling for understanding. What will the next step uncover? The soul waits, ready to listen. The world feels different now, as if a veil has been lifted, revealing patterns hidden in plain sight. The visions from the hypnotic trance linger, their weight carried like a stone in the chest. The warrior's life, its battles, its fleeting moments of love, echoes in the quiet moments of the day. A glance in the mirror catches a flicker of those ancient eyes, fierce yet weary, staring back. The heart stirs, sensing a thread that ties that distant life to this one. The mind, still cautious, begins to search for connections, like a traveler tracing a map's faint lines. Certain fears, once thought random, now feel like shadows cast by that past. The unease around crowded places mirrors the chaos of the battlefield, where shouts and steel clashed. A deep ache for connection, a longing that haunts quiet nights, feels like the echo of that farewell under a blood-red sky. Even small habits, a preference for silence, a pull toward open fields, seem less like quirks and more like remnants of another time. The heart whispers, these are not coincidences. They are signposts, pointing to a purpose carried forward. The mind, ever analytical, demands more. It sifts through memories of this life, seeking parallels. A childhood fear of fire. Was it born from the smoke of that ancient war? A recurring dream of running, always running. Does it trace back to a warrior's flight from danger? The questions pile like leaves in autumn, each one a clue, yet none offering certainty. The soul feels the weight of these connections, as if it has always known them, while the mind wrestles with their meaning. What if every choice in this life is shaped by lessons from the last? Pause to feel the quiet rhythm within. It's not loud but steady, like the pulse of a distant drum. The ancient texts spoke of karma as a thread, weaving lives into a single story. The warrior's courage, their losses, their unresolved desires. They seem to ripple into the present, shaping fears and dreams alike. Science may call this pattern seeking, the brain's attempt to make sense of chaos. But the heart knows better. It senses a design, a purpose that transcends one lifetime, guiding the soul toward growth. The search for connections becomes a bridge between worlds. A moment of kindness offered today feels like a debt repaid from centuries ago. A fear overcome echoes the warrior's stand against despair. The mind may never find proof, but the soul doesn't need it. It recognizes the patterns, like stars forming constellations in a vast sky. Each life, each choice, is a step on a path that stretches beyond the horizon. The warrior's story is not just a memory. It's a mirror, reflecting the lessons of now. Rest in this space of discovery. The connections are fragile, yet unbreakable, like threads of light woven through time. They ask for attention, not answers. The soul knows this path, even if the mind is still learning to walk it. What will the next connection reveal? The heart is ready to see. The evening settles like a soft blanket, wrapping the world in hues of dusk. The mind, once restless with questions, now rests in a fragile calm, like a lake undisturbed by wind. The visions of the warrior's life, the echoes of ancient texts, the mystic's words, they swirl together, forming a mosaic that is beautiful, yet incomplete. No final proof of reincarnation emerges, no scientific seal to confirm the soul's journey. Yet the absence of certainty feels less like a void and more like a space where truth can breathe. The heart, once anxious for answers, begins to find peace in the unknown. The search for evidence has softened, like a river smoothing sharp stones. Science offers no map for the soul's terrain, and the ancient teachings, though profound, remain whispers of possibility, not fact. But this lack of clarity no longer feels like failure. Instead, it is a doorway, inviting a new way of seeing. The dreams, the warrior's grief, the fleeting sense of recognition, they are not puzzles to solve, but threads in a tapestry too vast to fully grasp. The soul feels this, even if the mind cannot chart it. Notice the quiet freedom in letting go. It's not surrender, but trust, like a leaf floating on a current it cannot control. The idea of reincarnation, once a spark of curiosity, now shifts the lens of life. Mistakes, once heavy with guilt, become lessons, steps on a path that stretches beyond one lifetime. Choices, once mundane, carry the weight of eternity, each one a chance to grow, to heal, to love. The warrior's courage, their pain, their unresolved desires, they live in the present, not as burdens but as guides, pointing toward a deeper purpose. This acceptance transforms the everyday. The morning coffee, the laughter of a friend, the ache of a quiet moment. They feel connected to something larger, as if each is a note in a song, sung across centuries. The mind may still crave proof, but the heart finds solace in mystery. It knows that some truths are not meant to be proven, only felt. The warrior's life, whether real or imagined, has reshaped the present, teaching that every moment is a chance to align with the soul's quiet wisdom. The unknown becomes a companion, not an enemy. The dreams may return or they may fade, but their message lingers. Life is not singular, but part of a vast cycle. Each joy, each sorrow, is a brushstroke on a canvas that spans lifetimes. This thought brings a calm that settles deep, like roots reaching into fertile earth. The soul rests here, unafraid of questions without answers, ready to live with purpose, whatever the truth may be. Step gently into this newfound peace. The mystery of reincarnation is not a riddle to solve, but a call to live fully, to choose with care, to love without fear. The warrior's story, the dreams, the fleeting glimpses of eternity, they are lanterns, lighting the way. What will the next moment teach? The soul is ready to learn. The dawn breaks gently, painting the sky with streaks of gold and rose. Each sunrise feels like a quiet promise, a reminder that life unfolds in cycles, endless and connected. The dreams, the warrior's memories, the ancient texts, they have woven a new lens through which the world appears transformed. What once seemed ordinary now hums with meaning, as if every moment is a thread in a tapestry stretching across time. The soul feels lighter, as if it has shed a weight it carried unaware, ready to see life as part of an eternal flow. Petty worries, once sharp as thorns, begin to fade. The rush of daily tasks, the sting of small failures, they lose their grip when viewed against the vastness of countless lives. A missed deadline, a fleeting argument, They are ripples, not waves, in the river of existence. Instead, the heart turns toward what endures, a kind word offered without expectation, a moment of stillness shared with another. These acts feel like seeds planted in soil that will bloom beyond this lifetime, carried forward by the soul's quiet momentum. The idea of reincarnation, whether truth or metaphor, reshapes the present. Every choice becomes a brushstroke on a canvas too large to see fully. A smile given to a stranger, a fear faced with trembling courage. These are not fleeting, but eternal, echoing through the soul's journey. The warrior's life, with its love and loss, whispers a truth. Nothing is wasted. Every pain, every joy is a lesson, shaping the path toward wisdom. The heart embraces this, finding purpose in the smallest acts of care. Feel the shift in this moment. It's not grand but profound, like the soft rustle of leaves in a forest. Life is no longer a single thread, but a weave of countless strands, each one vital to the whole. The soul knows this, even if the mind struggles to articulate it. The dreams, once a mystery, now feel like guides, pointing toward a life lived with intention. Love becomes a compass, kindness a map, leading through the cycles of existence with grace and purpose. The world feels alive with possibility. A walk through the park, the scent of rain on grass, the laughter of a child. They are not separate from the warrior's battles or the mystic's words. They are part of the same story, connected by the soul's quiet knowing. The mind may still wonder about proof, but the heart no longer needs it. It lives for the now, for the chance to shape this moment with care, knowing it reverberates beyond the scene. Rest in this new awareness. Life is not a race to an end, but a cycle, a spiral of growth and return. The soul moves through it, gathering light from each experience. The dreams, the lessons, the fleeting glimpses of eternity. They are invitations to live fully, to choose love, to walk with purpose. What will the next choice bring? The soul is ready to find out. The stars hang low tonight, their light a quiet reminder of time's vast reach. The journey through dreams, ancient texts, and the warrior's echoes has led to this moment, a pause, a breath, where the soul feels both anchored and boundless. The mystery of reincarnation remains, not as a puzzle to solve, but as a mirror reflecting the depth of existence. What if the soul does carry stories from lives long past? What if every choice, every tear, every burst of laughter is a note in a melody that spans centuries? The heart holds this possibility gently, like a flame cradled against the wind. Consider the weight of this idea. If reincarnation is real, how would it shape the way you walk through the world? The stranger who meets your eyes, with a fleeting spark of recognition, could they be a companion from another time? The fears that grip you, the dreams that stir you, are they whispers of lessons still unfolding? The soul feels these questions, not as burdens, but as invitations to live with deeper care. Each moment becomes a chance to weave a thread of kindness, to heal a wound carried across lifetimes. The mind may still seek certainty, but the heart finds freedom in wonder. Picture a life where every act of courage, every gesture of love, ripples forward, shaping not just this moment, but the ones yet to come. The warrior's sacrifice, the mystic's words, the visions of a village under starlight. They are not separate from you. They are part of a greater story, one the soul knows, even if the mind cannot prove it. The question lingers, soft but insistent. What would you do differently knowing this life is but one chapter? Feel the quiet call within. It's not a demand, but a gentle nudge, like a river urging you to flow with its current. The mystery of reincarnation asks you to look closer, at your choices, your connections, your purpose. It invites you to see life as a cycle, where every step matters, where every heart touched carries forward. The dreams that began this journey, the glimpses of another time, they are not answers, but questions asking you to live with intention, to love without fear, to grow through every lesson. Rest here, in this space of possibility. The truth of reincarnation may remain veiled, but its power lies in what it inspires. It calls you to notice the beauty in small acts, the strength in quiet moments, the eternity in a single breath. What will you carry into the next moment, the next life? The soul waits, ready to write the next verse of its endless song. Let it guide you. Let it ask, what is the lesson you are here to learn?